Emma, me, because what is the point? And they say, before, the directive for the president is that you perceive open to the Ghanaians. It's Omano Yebre. It's Yetobi Sikaso. Tisadia, even with the budget of the Black Stars, we will make it what? Known. And OTS our voice now. And OTS our voice now. President to say Black Stars are going to play 2 World Cup qualifiers in March. Reference them. And the budget will come. So it is the posture of the government. And what's the budget? That is what I'm also telling you. Say if that's the case, then CC I know the bar. Even for me, it doesn't make sense because I will say it is about clarity. For us to be clear there. Then it looks as if say you're selling and you're torn the full from. I disagree with you. Say make us say, Mema Ghana for any insight. A car ball 2 games now. Which I can only do that after your game in a way. Which for my argument to go on, but president voice.
It is Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Ebra a call Emra Shibigam. Nasabre Pim baby and a Ghani Jina. A call Masika. The Okadifa Black Stars, your budget on into us.
Next month, the senior national team, the Black Stars, which is now a pale shadow of its former glory, will play 2 World Cup qualifying matches. I've instructed my office and the Minister for Sports and Recreation to hold the Ghana Football Association accountable to the people of Ghana as we prepare for these games, especially regarding the budget of the FA. There will be no secrecy in how much the government spends on the national teams. The budgets presented by the FA and other sports associations must be known by the public. After all, it is the taxpayers' funds that are used to fund these activities. The reduction in government expenditure and waste reduction applies to all sectors of the economy, including the Ministry of Sports and Recreation.
Okay. Fantastic. So he says there will be no secrecy. Our government spending on the national team. So he can only tell you
after.
He can only tell you how much I have spent after he has spent it. Say or the budget proposal ne be chrewa. Itemized activities any cost. Say onyan spending sikana. That is not any form of accountability. But say say minister ko parliament na ko kase sikase ni spending ya rich, he will be able to mention figures, actuals in accounting. That is what they call it, actuals. Your hotel ye koda for camping. Ye koda hotel way ye chia sikase for this number of contingents. Ye bo game no Ghana wie no. Ye ko Morocco no. Ye the flight number way and ye de call ye chia say. Ye koda hotel way e Morocco ye chia say. Saying ye chia for per diem for this number of people. Saying ye chia for bonuses for 2 games now you're winning for this number of people. And in Pembrane, what will be presented to us will be actuals, monies we have, and that is what His Excellency told us. Say, now, Rich, you see, me makase sometimes Ghana especially, and your popular opinion beyond a right. People don't understand, and people don't get it. And yes, anyone but go for you, yeah, and it's just how you're right. No. And so who assume a position of responsibility? Now you see, when His Excellency was speaking, Rich, no, see young money accountability from wine. Effie.
No.
Now this matter. Any minister and go for so the Master Father in the Babonte. And what's Kofi Adams in Ghana?
Into Kofi Adams.
Before we take Kofi Adams. Rich, the definition of a budget, an estimate of income and expenditure for a set period of time.
Yeah.
So Utienia President Kaina, my key point from what the president said, the budget as presented by the GFA to the ministry will be made public. So, if the minister tells me that, he will bring it and tell me actuals. He is not being honest with the Ghanaian. Because government, budget, any actuals. Yes, many are like Yajene. Your bobo the actuals, but any the most important thing because any cost spending. But baby Ababedruno. Because I say the budget is supposed to come. We have to see a certain budget in the president told us, and Niagara for Kano. They are not saying things that Ebia, Niano Kranas, Niano Crow. They are basing on your president, a bona President John Dramani. Mahama say, young sponsor for. See, a bit more budget.
I know.
I bet you know.
No. Before or after?
No. Budget bien way after. Budget is before. Ultimate planning where you can change so this can you answer. What about me? After is the actuals, which is right. Budget is before. President see, we will make known public the budget as presented by the GFA to the ministry.
Okay, Kofi,
so what it means is that what it means is that before the boss preparations, GFA are the budget and they come on the ministry. When the president spoke on the State of the Nations address, no catch and say budget in FA no me the batch then after that Yakobo born we are not going to in parliament and tell us say budget they can see spend 2 cities. But you couldn't hotel any board and change any pen. Into spending 4 cities.
Yeah. I want to come back.
So that is a different thing. It's in Ghana for you from the president to say, offer the budget if it is about accountability.
But you see, I understand what Fifi is saying. And for me, just an issue of the semantics, the choice of words of the president.
Okay, what the NTA minister?
But
why?
But we
public
answer a bit, minister. Oh, yeah, content analysis of the president in Ghana. The interpretation is what Fifi is saying. But we all know, say, practically, what he meant is what we are saying. So, Andrew Mekacho said, when he spoke the words he spoke, I came here to tell you, so, the way you see Khan it's and you're right. Because you don't go to parliament and say, in the process of spending, I will be transparent with it. Because what the FA presented to Abino, what is the proposed budget, it doesn't hold any material value when it comes to accountability. You get it? Any material value when it comes to accountability. For instance, Yakubu Gameway, Rich Yantina, if you have more Honorable Kofi Adams' voice or CEO, budget nearby and we cut. So the proposed budget, doesn't hold any material value when it comes to accountability.
Even at some point, or say,
minister, reason
minister, or say even government Emma directive say ministers in to fly first class or so, or say for players, which makes sense. Made a lot of sense because we play and go match 99 you understand? But it's about in summer president, not the minister and kind.
Okay, Minister Kofi Adams. The reason why I'm basing ne budget no Emma public. Into explanation or the Ama.
Ubekaya akakakra mabeye na MPs na yakwa football in first game against Chad na feeders na central for be play ham against Beka bifa the qualification budget of wasem meaning at that material time ananko for bisa eka budget wasem asemba ko na mi bisa say ebien pa na budget ebeba beboa efa qualification because say Beka say mama $10 and mama $1 million. Again, as I see, no one sema yebekano, and no one sema yebeti at that material movement. And then one and the best of the team who said, qualification. Every discussion must be relevant and must be timed right. If you were what they are sending at the wrong time, it will be the distraction here.
Okay, and the minister say, even you ever bought in games in the crown, then central for fresh any business. Minister, the last time president to say, yɛn budget no moma Ghana ni bia hu nti we dey sew before bebo game no kra no ma yɛn hu budget no
the be nsere no yes on famra
yes
in some now president kai no were written statements na already no as ya try the man, but practically what he meant was that they will be accountable on the spending on the national teams, and accountability always is after you spend.
I disagree.
You see, Rich, it is only popular to ask for blasters to tell you how much they are going to spend before they spend it. It is only popular because Rich, Sanka Minister the Bachelor will say, "Yeah, this amount of money, I the amount play be per diem. Yeah, come Morocco, yeah, that hotel, you say, what will you have with that information?
A budget.
What will you have changed with that information?
Yeah, but short to because say accountability there. Oh, if no true. On budget on the buy no. On see games too near baboni now. Traveling way. Yeah, the one city and you did too much no. Ne say aban so if no any aban sports ministry trans no almost one city near the 2 games no. You bought game ni wie no. Then after now the expenditure never change say one city na the mom ye the way ye ne hu say obi am fabi ne ba na ba catch am say as anyway dia many man says can be here na be
the process of agreeing on the budgets for a national teams medical be chiche mafia because F4 no eno mo nim de national teams activities what they send to Aban is what you call the proposed budget.
Yeah.
Oh, let's say the Africa. You better hotel way. Ukobusa hotel na you better 3 nights. Every night be a omuji say so for this number of players, you know, saying you betia. You the chartered flight and you come Morocco. You the chartered flight you go hotel way and you know Makasa. Say you go every night be a son on Beji and you saying you betia for this amount of people. You bet you for this amount of contingent, you know, per diem to this number of people. We are bonuses, you know, say and players, you know, Maka or Majatum say or Mobeji. Now, Rich, when the FA present that proposed budget, the ministry then take that document, sit down with the chief of staff of government, and say, oh, stay in a minister FA for the area. Then the ministry with the chief of staff, extra budget team, I said the Enoch mo any okuku sekumu budget. Oh, there be we in Chelsea. Oh, we a hunya. We a hunya. Oh, there be we quite a bit to make you more. We a giddy say hunya pa until for 15 people near 20. Rich, the amount of money agreed to spend. It is only between the ministry and the chief of staff. And I'm saying, sir. Say agree on the budget now. Say de be to abonte so oh Rich ya dia to say you be spend $15 million on the 2 games. You be da Accra hotel way. You be to kwa ha. You be cheri pass say. When they give you that information now, what will you do with it?
Thank you nne bobo ewie. Na the minister say okay, ya kobo game no. Me the 50 million. And I say the 50 million budget and the to. Now this is the down. You know the expenditure. We kwa because young fans are yala in the budget. It should be a benum show 1 city. Now expenditure no be na 2 city na also Ghana for you be dem say budget in there 1 city budget expenditure no be 2 city.
Only Maria Baba.
On accountability the
President Ebaye no. Up accountability. Which is good. Very, very good. Me problem with the positioning of government machinery on sports and they say Yamane Koye sports minister versus GFA wrong positioning. They are teams. They are only a team back in getting value for money for the Black Stars. Inti sports minister say boa GFA na GFA yom but there's supposed to be an oversight responsibility from both of them. What's the importance of accountability for the Black Stars? Yep, accountability because you say you demand to be a friend to bring back the love. Or don't you? Because maybe a chairman and saying Yenianum be at radio, so announce even the purported conversation, say, Black Stars no, dream any catastrophe, project so. In Kofobi, so Mutim says, he can't hear my boys, he can't do. We start here, and we've seen says, he can't crumple one, and Tessa. In fact, recently before this one, we heard of an expose from our colleagues in Joy. And Omoka said, okay, fine. You called the last World Cup crumple. The last AFCON was one of those competitions.
World Cup.
There was a personal assistant to Tuadwa. Then he didn't say budget, Simon or Jiska. It is animal winning. Ama the average Ghanaian or no, Obre president, okay, maybe reset your mind a common or to but your quality SSS come and conform here non-existent. The accountability is supposed to let us know so okay, she can concern and no so sir. So me, I love the accountability from that angle. See the Bible threats me first. Oh, hotel near boys to go them war. Yent me best sebi hotel be a momo and saying at least a bit decent into your home brasa. But because in the past, your man say, oh, and your family coupe need this cano, which is not true. Because every phone, Omunyiska, Omunya signature to any ministry account, they spent, Omukra they don't spend, or being spending on their behalf, who is from the ministry. But the budget is not echo. So me, I am pushing that the budget should come, so it can help cleanse the FA. Because it is easy for people to sit on radio and attack the FA. What is not fair? It is FA by and also a budget because rich, Mamika Simincho. The last government. In the last AFCON, people from the various constituencies went to for the AFCON. Nippon party primaries, almost 2 hour party primaries. They were sent there. We could account for those monies. But this is not from the FA. It is from people, politicians, and kickbacks. So the budget should be out. So that the FA can say, okay, yeah, budget here, they 2 cedi. Next year, you're spending more than 2 cedi because more politicians, some of them will be say anything, which is an